you started off building something and you'd be like, damn, that's gonna be a lot of money on those tokens. So what you end up doing is start researching like free models and start looking around and start using those models. But it just takes time for you to try all those models and you feel like you're overwhelmed and getting cooked. So have that ever happened to you? And then sooner or later you spend colossal amount of time trying to do it, exhausting all of your limits and your free models, only to end up realizing you just wasted all that time, and eventually just kind of screw everything and just start using the premium models. Have that ever happened to you? If that's a yes, then I do have an interesting workaround that my talent agency started using, and it's called Freedom Fusion Router. What allows you to do it allows you to switch models dynamically based on your business context, technical debt, latency, and all sorts of other shenanigans, including your industry. So this way you don't end up just like executing a task and spending all those tokens, AI tokens, just because you thought it was a good idea. No, Clawdbot is going to figure it out for you with the help of Freedom Fusion Router, if it's a good idea or not for your specific brand. So if you're a car detailer or a luxury pet brand, you could totally do that and leverage Freedom Fusion Router to make that executive decision for you without overwhelming feeling, without having to spend all this time yourself trying to code and getting cooked. So like, how does this work? Well, you see, there's Google Gemini just introduced all sorts of models, including Lyria, including all sorts of models. The bottom line is there's many different models that are coming out. The question is, ta-da, how do you switch between them without getting cooked? How do you switch them? How do you tell the Clawdbot to pick another model? Like, what do? You go to OpenAI, you register, you get the key, and then you feed that into Clawdbot, right? Wrong. That is the most inefficient way of doing it. Why? Because it takes a little bit of time for you to find the right model, and every day there's a new model that's coming out, and of course, it's sooner or later it becomes exhausting. Well, what if you didn't have to do that? What if the models would be chosen for you? Now, you may say, well, isn't that Open Router? Isn't that what it does? Not really. Open Router just does it with just based on the technical constraint, based on like whatever the models it has, based on the technical constraints that it has. It doesn't really make a decision for you whether or not it makes sense for you to implement a specific task for your specific business. Open Router doesn't do that. But Freedom Fusion Router does. So this is where I got this idea from. When I started using Clawdbot, and my first version of it was a while back, about 6 months ago, when I first built like a first prototype of Clawdbot, and it's called Stirring Up the Pot. Blasted it over here in this YouTube channel. Definitely take a look. But when I started building it, I was like, I bet I could achieve this continuous LLM loop, but like, here's what I actually need. I noticed that I'm spending colossal amount of money with Clawdbot when I'm running all those types of tasks. So the first question I was looking for on the market, I was like, well, how can I switch between models? I don't want to be spending all that money on, I don't know, on Tropic, on Opus 4.6. I don't want to be doing that. Like, is there a better way that I could just use free models, unlimited free models as much as possible, and only then, like, if nothing works, slowly, gradually kind of elevate myself to bigger models, low-cost models in the right way, and not just based on the fact of like that, hey, use this for 50% of this, 85% of that. No, I'm talking about the type of decision making that is based on me as a person, based on whether or not it even makes any sense to go ahead and for Clawdbot to begin, I don't know, working on a 8 seconds clip, viral clip video from thousands of my videos on YouTube to see if it's gonna attract people. It doesn't even make sense for Clawdbot to do this. So, and obviously if I could make that determination to see if something makes sense, then then heck, if I don't have to do that, then then I'm not gonna need to spend any tokens. So that was kind of the first thing that I wanted to see. Is there any way that I could design an algorithm that will pick the task and provide me a recommendation automatically based on the feasibility, business feasibility in relationship to the specific task, That was the first criteria. I couldn't find anything on the internet that remotely resembles this. All I saw was just kind of like open router, and then like a bunch of other like claw router, whatever you call the free alternative. But I never really seen a true router that goes ahead and switches between your business, switches between models, starting with free models, then gradually to premium models, based on whether or not it even makes sense, not only just for you in terms of being you, whether you're a startup side hustler, or maybe you're 9 to 5, or maybe you're some other type of person, but also from your business context, and based on whether or not this thing that you're trying to do, your Clawdbot is trying to do, even makes sense to do. Because maybe it doesn't make any sense to do because it's no longer in demand, and you're just trying to like work on a task, burning coins, whatever tokens. Like, guys, so this was the first thing that I was trying to solve. And as soon as I solved it, it was so simple. All I had to do was design a quick algorithm, and it was really simple for me. It took me a few hours to design, guys, and I literally have it available in my community. Jump into my community, I show the algorithm. So easy to implement. So when you start building your Clawdbot, definitely include my Freedom Fusion router that I created. So this way, your models, your Clawdbot is not just gonna pick the smartest model, because that's just burn of coins, and you're gonna end up like, that doesn't even make sense, like for you to even do that, guys, to set up a standard model, because I mean, you're just gonna be like burning tokens through the roof. So anyway, the bottom line is, as soon as I came up with this dynamic way of switching between free models and premium models, the next challenge that I wanted to like figure out is, how do I do this in a way where not only do I like have the Clawdbot switch the models, but sometimes there's models that come out like every day, every single day there's a new model that comes out. But how do I tell Clawdbot to pick that model without me manually going to some site, registering, getting the API key, and like wasting my time? I really don't want to be doing that. I just want Clawdbot to be like, yo, this is how much this task is going to be if you continuously be using some of those models that this is what we predicted. This is what Clawdbot predicted based on the task that you're about to do. First of all, here's here's the probability if it makes any sense. Here's the fact that here's what's going to happen if you were to continue using the premium model, how much it's going to cost. And here's the alternative version if you did not use the premium model and instead used a free model provided by human who went ahead and researched it, who not just researched it, but went and executed it. So what I mean by that is, what I wanted to do, I wanted to figure out a way for how to combine human in the loop to go ahead and not research the models, because Clawdbot can research the models, but to actually go ahead, register on a website, get the key, and bring it back to my Clawdbot. Basically, that is what I wanted to do. And I came out with additional variation of the algorithm for the Freedom Fusion router that does precisely that, guys. It combines the entire version 1 of the router, where it switches automatically between models, free models, gradually elevating itself to premium models like Sonnet, Haiku, and a whole bunch of other models that by Anthropic, and of course Gemini, etc. But it's doing that while you're sleeping. You're not really wasting time sitting in front of IDE, cooking your brain, trying to figure out, like, I don't know, how to extract 8 seconds viral video from thousands of YouTube videos in order to attract your audience. No, you're not doing any of that. Clawdbot is doing that, but the way it's doing it is based on using the most efficient, cheapest model first, and then gradually elevating itself to premium models. But when I started thinking about all that, and I realized, wait a second, I don't even want to use my premium models. I wanted to go ahead and find some other free models, and basically Clawdbot recommend what is the most probable free model that can solve this particular task. Come back to me, well, not even to me, but to the human in the loop, the service provider, who's going to be looking at that model and be like, I bet I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, I found there's a model called Pony Alpha. I'm going to go ahead and register on the site, and I'm going to grab the key, and I'm going to give it to Romwell's Clawdbot. So like, this is exactly what I figured out how to do, how to combine this human in a loop, this, think of it basically like a marketplace for people, for professionals who wants to earn extra income, simply switching models. So I know it sounds insane, but as soon as I came up with that, immediately I realized that nobody has this idea, and people just burning tokens. So I was like, man, I definitely got to put that to use. So that was my first discovery. And of course, guys, my second discovery came in. And by the way, guys, you're learning incredible information. This is not taught anywhere in the world, guys. You are learning this from the source directly. From me, Ron Wells, 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, and a full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer. So guys, look, just to kind of help you understand how much of a big deal this is, I'm gonna give you, like, here's what I'm gonna give you. Like, let's say you didn't want to do any of the stuff that I just described. Let's say you just wanted to set up a Clawdbot, and let's say you wanted to install like Clawdbot and go default, the default mode. What would it do for you if you were to just install the Clawdbot and go like the default mode? Immediately you'd be spending maybe $20 to $100 per day, guys. That's how much that's the realistic cost of Clawdbot if you don't use my setup. Now, why my setup is so unique? You see, guys, look, you could, if you listen to what I'm saying, you're probably gonna be like, well, you know, I get it, your setup is so unique, but like, what if I could just listen to this video and implement it without paying for your setup? Okay, if you're interested in that, I'm gonna tell you how, okay? So this is how. If you're smart, you would listen to this and you'd be like, all right, let me go ahead and do this precisely what Ron Wells told me, because I'm gonna save insane amount of money on my Clawdbot costs. So this is what you need to do, guys. There are providers, and I'm gonna give you a few names. Like, first of all, there's OpenRouter. You could register on there and you could and get access to free models. That's number one. So register there and tell your cloud to use OpenRouter, and it has the automatic switchover between models. So you could definitely do that. No Freedom Fusion router involved. But it's gonna be switching based on technical information, not based on real you. And who is the real you? The type of person who is trying to make money. And of course you need that. You need to, like, you don't want to be doing random things that it doesn't make any sense for you as a person to be doing. So so going back to what I was saying, yes, you could go ahead and get that OpenRouter. Yes, you could go ahead and get that model. Yes, but guess what? The other thing that is going to be extremely helpful is getting additional service. Believe it or not, there's really cheap services out there for like $8 per month. Really cheap services that already have models in them that you could leverage right away. Now, and of course, think of those service providers as, you know, like I guess you could think of them. Man, I don't even know how to say that, but like you could think of them as OpenRouter. But like, why would you be using them? Why would you be not just buying APIs and using, and like what's the point of using some of those providers for $8 where you pay and you get access and that, and like, etc. You see, some of them make sense, but obviously, like, the reason why is because they're getting volume discount, guys. So here's the trick. The reason why you can do this is because of volume discount. I don't know if you guys heard of this thing as volume discount. So when you pay for the tokens from some of those providers, let's say I'm sure you guys heard of OpenRouter. OpenRouter is free to register and you get access to a bunch of models. But what if you stack a bunch of services like OpenRouter that gives you all of those models, but there's an OpenRouter that charges nothing. There's a bunch of other companies that charges nothing. Like NVIDIA, you could register there and get access to Kimi 2.5 and Kimi 2.0. And there's other companies that do charge like really low fee, like $8 per month, and you get access to their models as well. Well, what if you stack all of those like low paid services and free services together and give them to somebody in India to go ahead and get those models for you and pick those models for you, but not you, but your Clawdbot. So this way you're not spending any money on the Clawdbot. You're using the really cheap tiers, and only escalate, your Clawdbot only escalates if and only if those free tiers are burning out the tokens, can't really get the job done. That's when they escalate to something like Sonnet and Haiku, etc. So the bottom line is, like, how do you pull this off as a person? How do you build a Clawdbot without burning a hole in your wallet? The answer is simple, guys. Begin leveraging Freedom Fusion Router. Start using it. It's gonna make a huge difference. All you need is to join, register, get access to my community, and once you get access to my community, you will get access to some of my articles that explains what this Freedom Fusion Router does. Now, obviously, guys, for me as a person, that Freedom Fusion Router was a game changer. For you, it may not be a game changer because maybe you're not really building a lot of stuff. Maybe you're not really sure what to build. Maybe you don't really have a niche. But for me, this was a game changer because I didn't really want to spend any money on tokens and any type of things that I did with Clawdbot. It was just kind of eating up a lot of tokens. And then I was facing the context rot problem where context was getting all mixed up and it would just take forever for Clawdbot to execute things. This is where I introduced different workspaces. And this is when I also introduced AI hard drive. So this way, instead of kind of having everything in one workspace where you're getting constantly cooked and going through the content rot problem, instead you separate everything into multiple workspaces. As soon as I did that and combined it with Freedom Fusion Router, it was smooth sailing for me, guys. Oh my God. Hello. We got Flores over here. Thank you for allocating a little bit of your time and joining us on this beautiful workshop. I invented a new solution for my subscribers. Guys, by the way, my subscribers pay $295 per month to get access to my talent agency, to brands, to Clawdbot setup, guys, and to CRM. If you haven't really got access to it yet, I encourage you guys to pay $295 per month to get access to it. Now, here's the cool part about our setup, our talent agency setup. Number one, you get access to Freedom Fusion System CRM. This includes conversational AI bots, mobile-friendly website, and of course your very own voice agent, and of course your very own Clawdbot. Secure Clawdbot environment tied to Freedom Fusion Router that saves you over 90% on your token costs. So if you were not to pay that $295 per month, decided to just strike on your own, your cost for Clawdbot would probably be maybe $400 to $500, maybe $1,000 per month. Plus, you wouldn't get access to our support, encouragement, accountability, access to a way to grow across socials. You wouldn't get access to brands. You wouldn't get access to Freedom Fusion System CRM. You wouldn't get access to thousands of pills of freedom that you could pop to become smarter and build your company faster. You wouldn't be able to ask questions. You wouldn't be able to get discounted one-on-one offers, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But if you were to get access for $295 per month, guys, it will be smooth sailing for you guys. First of all, you will be getting value, very good value. You pay money once and get the value forever, guys. Think of it this way: pay money once and get the value forever. Get connected with few brands. And guys, look, once you connect with few brands, $295 per month is going to be chump change for you guys. I work with moms over 40 that are making like 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K per month, guys. Literally for them, $295 is just real chump change. If you're interested in getting your Clawdbot setup environment done, guys, done for you in combination with the Freedom Fusion System CRM, in combination with everything what we have to offer, then DM the word PATH on my Insta to communicate with conversational AI bot that will make things easy for you. So this way you don't have to struggle like a process prisoner and get to become finally the freedom founder. This is my offer for you guys. This is a beautiful offer. Guys, I believe in you. You just need a little bit of encouragement, accountability, and support. This is a still, guys, $295 is a still. Alternative version of it is to learn this in college, but it's going to be more expensive in college. I'm teaching this for $1,500 for semester. So this is a very good deal for you. So like literally, guys, this is the difference. It's either you pay $1,500 for semester, but of course that's obviously a lot, but we do have some scholarships available in case if you guys are interested in university in New York, Or other alternative is to book it directly from my talent agency for $295 per month. And of course, if you're completely just starting out and kind of wanted to uh, get your feet wet and trying to figure out a way for how to like use all those tools, then ThreadStack for $14.99 per month is going to be sweet starting spot for you guys. So without further ado, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, take care.